Christmas. That special time of year where you sit down with your family and watch some feel-good Christmas movies. Like the one where the protagonist keeps having bad things happen to them, so an angel comes down to show them that their life isn't so bad. And then their spouse dies in front of them, and they go to the North Pole and meet Santa, and... Wait, I'm sorry. Did you think that I was talking about It's a Wonderful Life? I was talking about the classic Disney family film One Magic Christmas. Obviously. I was first introduced to One Magic Christmas by a couple of friends a couple of years ago when they told me about this insane movie. And to be honest, it kind of lived in my brain ever since then, and I finally got around to watching it this year. And their explanation did not even touch on a quarter of how strange this film is. I mean, I watched it last night and it has not left my brain. It has been infesting in there like a bunch of Mises looking for cheeses. So I am now going to inflict that on all of you. So let's get started, and I hope you believe in Santa enough to avoid purgatory. I promise that'll make sense later. This movie starts off by making it very clear that it is a ripoff of It's a Wonderful Life, with a man named Gideon, who is a Christmas angel, being spoken to by some big voice in the sky, telling him that he needs to go and help this woman named Ginny discover the meaning of Christmas again.
Oh no, Gideon. I have a very difficult case for you this year.
Now, you may think, who could this big voice in the sky, who is typically known for being a big voice in the sky sending angels out on missions? If you said St. Nicholas, you'd be correct. The woman that Gideon is supposed to help is this woman by the name of Ginny, who is having a particularly hard time. She works at a supermarket where her boss is really cruel and expects a lot from her. Her husband was laid off from his job in the summer and still hasn't been able to find a new job. They currently live in a company house, which they have to move out of by Christmas. And her children, including her young 6-year-old daughter, Abby, are so obsessed with Santa that they're bringing it up all the time when Ginny is wondering how on earth they could even afford to have a Christmas this year. Now, it seems like Ginny has potentially good reason for not liking Christmas or not really feeling the Christmas spirit this year, but what I think is insane is the way that they paint her as being like such a Scrooge and hating Santa Claus, and especially they note that she never says Merry Christmas, which is such a weird thing to specify. As we watch Ginny's terrible life unfolding, we get to watch as Gideon kind of just stalks her and her children, and honestly, if this movie was edited slightly differently, it would be really, really creepy.
Your mama doesn't like Christmas.
Who are you, mister?
Friend. Mr. Fairy.
There are a couple scenes here where Gideon talks to Abby and Ginny, and I don't even need to change the music because it's already creepy.
Howdy. Late Christmas cards, or maybe something for the North Pole.
At one point, Gideon reveals to Abby that he is a Christmas angel and that he has come to help her mother to feel the Christmas spirit again. And to demonstrate that Ginny needs to be able to help herself, he shows that he can break Abby's snow globe and then fix it magically, but that he does not have the same powers to fix people. They have to fix themselves. Which is like, okay, did you really need to do that? I mean, I think if he had just said to her, look, I can fix, things, but I can't fix people. People need to help themselves. I'm just here to guide you in the right direction. She would have gotten the point. Why would you break her thing and make her believe that it's broken just to make a point? It's just kind of weird and manipulative, if you ask me. Ginny continues to refuse to feel the Christmas spirit and ends up having what I would say is the worst day ever. She gets fired from her job, she witnesses a bank robbery in which her husband is shot point blank in front of her and then dies on the floor while she holds him, and then her car is stolen by the bank robber, which has her 2 kids in it. The bank robber then has a chase, which I would say is edited to be like the slowest chase scene I've ever seen. I looked up the speed because they made the mistake of showing me her speedometer, and she's only going going 50 miles an hour, which if you're like me, I had to look up, is actually about 80 kilometers an hour, which again, I have roads that are nearby me that are faster than that every single day. It's kind of insane. Like, your kids were just kidnapped. Have a little bit of urgency, maybe. And also the way that this is edited, you could replace this with some chill music and it would just feel like a very lovely drive through the countryside. Oh, lovely and Christmassy. It's just sort of, there's no urgency in the way this was filmed. But unfortunately, at the end of this chase, in order to avoid the police, the robber swerves the car and it ends up plunging into the river. So, within about an hour, Ginny has lost her job, her husband, and her children, and she is obviously very depressed by this. Is she in the Christmas spirit yet? Who knows? Are you feeling good? Is this a feel-good, fun family movie? This movie is rated G, by the way. Just thought you, might be interested in knowing that. Luckily, her kids are not gone for long because Gideon actually rescues the two kids from the river and they are reunited with their mother. But unfortunately, their father is still dead. Now, Abby wants to do something about this, so she goes to Gideon to ask him to bring her father back. But he says that he doesn't have that kind of power. Apparently, the only thing that he can break and bring back are snow globes. It turns out Gideon knows exactly who can bring her father back to life. Santa Claus. I'm not kidding. That is genuinely what happens in this movie.
I think I know who we can talk to, though.
Who, Gideon?
Santa Claus.
Gideon takes Abby to the North Pole, and I'm so sorry. I really just need a minute here. This is really where the movie loses me. Up until this point, this has been a movie that is basically just a ripoff of It's a Wonderful Life. It's about this woman who's having a really hard time and isn't feeling the Christmas spirit, and then an angel comes and tries to show her the meaning of Christmas and the meaning of life. And now we're at the North Pole. We're at the literal North Pole. Why are we at the North Pole? Abby gets to the North Pole and she meets Santa Claus and, sorry, why does Santa look like that? I mean, he doesn't look like a friendly, jolly old elf. He kind of just looks like a guy, and his beard doesn't look very soft or clean, and he just sort of is a bit creepy.
Do you believe in magic?
Okay, well, maybe it's just Santa, okay? It's the North Pole. It's a magical place. Maybe they put all their budget into the magic for Santa's workshop. Okay. Santa tells Abby that he wants to give her mother something that will help her get back in the Christmas spirit because he can't bring Abby's dad back. Only her mother can do that by believing in Santa, I guess. So they go to Santa's workshop and, sorry, why is there so much fire in Santa's workshop? And, are those guards? These people don't look like elves. These just look like normal people.
Hey, did you see that man? That was Mr. Perkins. He used to be the janitor in our school before he...
Died?
What?
Most people think it's elves, but it's just nice, ordinary people.
Is Santa's workshop the afterlife? All these people who work here were alive, and then they died, and now they work for Santa eternally. What is this? What kind of existence is that? Working in a factory for the rest of eternity. Some of these people don't look happy to be here. I mean, the mailroom people don't look very happy. Is this hell? Is Santa's workshop hell? Is that why Santa and Gideon are so creepy? So Abby escapes, departs the North Pole with a letter that her mother wrote to Santa when she was a little girl. She gives the letter to her mother, who, after seeing it, realizes that Abby did go to the North Pole and that Santa is real, and she decides to mail Abby's letter to Santa. And when she does this, her husband starts coming down the street. He doesn't remember anything that's happened. It seems that time has been reset. It is now the day before, and Ginny is able to stop the bank robbery from ever happening. And it's all because she believed in Santa. Because apparently that has the power to bring people back from the dead. Okay, honestly, this movie is one of the most insane things that I have ever seen. The sudden trip to Santa's workshop, completely out of the blue. How creepy his workshop and Gideon and all the elves who are actually just dead people are. I mean, the idea that believing in Santa Claus and sending a letter to Santa Claus is going to fix all their problems. It doesn't. They still don't have a place to live. They still have to move out of the company home. Her husband still doesn't have a job. She is still working at a job that she hates. And not to mention the fact that they still don't have money currently, and now she has to live with the trauma of watching her husband and children die in front of her. That's not something that is just going to be taken away because she remembers what happened. She has to live with that trauma now, and can I be honest with you? I think that was the point. I think this was all some part of some sick game by Santa and Gideon, and there's something dark going on here. I mean, let's think about it. Gideon makes a point early on in the movie to show that he's willing to break things and put them back together again to make a point. He breaks Abby's snow globe just to put it back together again, letting her believe for a split second that it's gone in order to make a point about the things that he can do. He does the exact same thing with the kids when he pulls them out of the river. He lets Ginny believe that they are dead, waiting until someone finds them on the side of the road for her to find out that her kids are alive again. And on top of that, when he tells Abby about how he died when he was a human, he saved a kid from drowning in a river. Pretty convenient that the two kids almost drown in a river, isn't it? And that he ends up saving them. It's almost like he planned that from the start. It's almost like he orchestrated this whole thing. And the fact that Ginny sees the bank robber beforehand and doesn't do anything to help him, but does so on the second turnaround, it's almost like Gideon was flaunting in her face that this person was coming before he ever did the bank robbery. Let's also turn to the official description of this film, which says, quote, "With Gideon's magical assistance, Ginny learns how things could be much worse." Oh, you mean like much worse, like her whole family being dead? I guarantee you that Gideon had this plan from the beginning, and possibly even Santa. I think that that's how they get the poor souls to work in that purgatory of a factory of his. That is what's happening. That is a dark part of One Magic Christmas, and I have solved this dark puzzle, and I'm not letting them get away with it. So, is this what Christmas is all about? Emotional manipulation? Believing in Santa? The love you have for your family? Who knows? Not me. I don't know anything after watching this movie. But one thing I do know is that I feel like I will probably never watch this movie again. I don't think that's something I need to do. And believe in Santa. That's the real moral of this story. And I'm not just saying that because I'm scared that if I don't believe in Santa, then some sort of Christmas angel will come and emotionally manipulate me. I have lots of Christmas spirit. I don't know what you're talking about. I love Christmas. I say Merry Christmas all the time. I'll say it right now. Merry Christmas!